I was in prison. Mexicans will take a fucking hot pocket, homie, and chop that bitch in 5 ways and split it to the people. One Migo will get up and go get 7 people coffee. Nobody's bigger. There's no big eyes as little you. There's none of that, homie.
It's we.
It ain't nothing.
It's us.
You can't even pick which Migo to plug. Because they together, bruh. Black people don't move like that, bruh. We not like that, even on the streets. All the other races stick together but us. Something negative happened about a black person, they gonna drag his name through the mud. They gonna make memes, they gonna share it, they gonna do this. We tear each other down, bruh. We tear each other down. I just don't understand why.
This isn't content, it's a network. Buck TV Plus.
The black people don't stick together conversation. A lot of times, and I swore I talked about this, but you guys that's been in prison for being criminals, having this story about black people not sticking together because you a criminal and you hang around criminals and y'all surrounded by criminals, and now, oh man, we need to be more like the other people that stick together. You're the people that don't stick together. It hasn't. I don't know why it doesn't dawn on y'all. Who do y'all commit crime against mostly? Your own people. That's not sticking together. Who are you backstabbing mostly? Your own people. Who are you setting up mostly? Your own people. You're the people that don't stick together. And when it ends you up in prison and you see all these other groups, man, they stick together. Yeah. Because not only do they mess with their community and mess with their own communities, whatever racial group there is, they have a thing with messing with our community too. So, but you guys, y'all don't mess with other people's communities like that. The plug he was talking about that will help him put drugs in the black community. He's not going to help him put drugs in, if the guy's Hispanic, he's not going to help him put drugs in the Hispanic community. He's not going to help him if he's white. He's not going to help him put drugs in the white community. He's not going to help him doing that. It's not going to be that way. But we get back to that conversation. We don't stick together. Man, how come we not like this and like that? Bro, the black community doesn't stick with those kind of people. See, we need to. A lot of times you got the cats that, and I go past that with even the people that are let's just say not convicts, right? You have some of those people that black people don't stick together. There's a set of people we would call sellouts who sell the black community out in a heartbeat that will say that. Man, they don't stick together. Yeah, because you don't like black people. And you're black. And a lot of times y'all think these people have a real reason. Most times they don't. A legitimate reason. No. But they'll be anti-black in pretty much all of their ways. And then when you put a camera in front of their face, they're going to say, hey, man, the black community don't stick together, man. They don't do this, or they don't do that, and they don't do this. And it's not like this. And it's not like being with the white folks and not like being with Hispanics. It's like, okay, interesting. And then you have the people who want the black community to come together. And we need to come together and stick together like everybody else because they're doing bad business. And instead of dealing with their reputation for doing bad business, they get on the black community don't stick together, man. We don't do this, we don't do that. No. You don't do good business. And black people found out you don't do good business, so they don't mess with you. And then you turn around and try to tell, the world that it's black people who don't do this and don't do that. No. That's not the case. That is not the case. Most times, the majority of Black American or Black America rocks with Black America, finds ways to support Black America because in some cities it's easier to do it than others, right? So when people are out there doing good and doing the right thing, Black America comes to support them. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. And here's why I gotta say this. Black America, in a general sense, doesn't get as much quote unquote media attention as the ratchet part of Black America. So you'll be fooled to go like, man, you see what I'm watching and see I see this and I see that and all this is bad. The stereotypically bad stuff, the bad stuff in our community that fits the stereotype, that's going to get a lot of attention. The us doing for self and looking out for each other and doing right by each other, that really doesn't get a lot of attention. That's usually overlooked. Usually overlooked. So when people go, yeah, man, we don't stick together, it's like, no, 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 no. You're just not in the right group. And sometimes people take that concept and argument and make it a boule argument, talented tenth argument. It's like, no, you know, because some of these people who say, yo, let's do it this way. Some of y'all say, you don't like doing business with Black folks because Black folks don't do good business, right? Because of whatever your complaints are. And some of those complaints can be very valid, right? But what I find interesting is you don't say anything when you see bad business done in these other communities. You just move on like ain't nothing happened. Like, oh, it's a one-time thing. That one-time thing became a 10-time thing. That 10-time thing became a 100-time thing. That 100-time thing became the norm. And you've normalized them doing bad business so much that you overlook it and say Black people don't stick together. And it's like, I'd rather mess with them because Black folks don't stick together. And you get burned over and over and over and over and over again. And I bring that up because a lot of times when people do that, they blame Black America for not sticking together. I would, if somebody, if I found some Black folks that did this perfectly, but everybody else you deal with doesn't do it perfectly. Well, that's not the point. It's like that is the point. Then, that's no nice way to say this. Then we get to that Black folks don't stick together argument. And especially when it's coming to you street cats, I don't see the Bloods and Crips getting along. Oh, but I don't see, the Vice Lords and the Disciples really getting along like that. I don't see it. Even when we fractured off into different, negative groups, y'all don't get along. You got to go to prison in some states to go, oh, you're going to be together by your race or, what area are you from or something like that. But this is when y'all learn that we need to be unified. Like a lot of y'all got to go to prison to learn that we need to be unified. That should tell you something right there. That should tell you something about yourself, that's what it takes for you to understand simple stuff. Because, like I said, the people who sweat it that we're not unified enough are the very people in our community we don't want to be unified with. Because you don't have a reputation for doing good things. That's what that is. That's what it was. That's what it's going to be. That's how it was in the past. That's how it's going to be in the future. Oh, outcast line, right? So when y'all play this game, sometimes it sounds good, but truth be told, there's a large portion of Black America that ain't listening because Black folks have been supporting people's restaurants and hair shops, nail shops for the longest. Grocery stores now, because they had grocery stores and then they fell off and now they back, for the longest. People got online stores. People been supporting that stuff forever and a day. That's just not what y'all do. You know what I mean? And ironically, like when Nipsey Hussle, them Crenshaw shirts and hoodies, you know, that made people go, oh damn, we could do this. Yeah, you could. Yeah, just like hip hop, like saying that. Death Row is Suge's supposed to be a blood. The biggest artist was Crips. Just saying, you know. But you have to have some type of integrity and code to get along with people for us to stick together. You can't just we're not unconditional like that. But you tell me what you think. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.